大家好 ，Welcome back to Mifi Chinese。今天我们继续 ，Today we continue lesson 9, part 2。我去买杯奶茶。Okay, let's go. First of all, as usual, let's see text 3 of this lesson. Let's read it together. 我们打车回去吧。这里离家很近，还是走路吧？要走多长时间？走半个多小时就到了。好的。每天上下班都坐车，今天运动运动吧。Okay, so as usual, I have two questions for you. Number one, 刘明想怎么回家 ？A. 打车 B. 走路 C. 跑步 Second one, 走路回家要多长时间 ？A. 半个多小时 B. 一个多小时 and C. 一个半小时。Okay, let's hear the text again and you can make your choices. 我们打车回去吧。这里离家很近，还是走路吧？要走多长时间？走半个多小时就到了。好的，每天上下班都坐车，今天运动运动吧。Okay, let's see. 刘明想怎么回家 We say 怎么means 怎么 how to, right? How to do something. So 怎么回家 how to go home. He wants to 刘明我们打车回去吧。刘明 was suggesting at first to 打车 right? To take a taxi 打车 So we choose A. What about B and C? What does it mean? B 走路走路 it means to walk, right? Walk home. C 跑步跑步 to run, right? And then second one 走路回家要多长时间 How much time it needs to walk home, right? So 王一雪 says 走半个多小时就到了半个多小时 A 半个多小时 right? So how much time is 半个多小时半个 we know, right? 半个 is half. So 半个多 more than 30 minutes. But we know it's less than 60, less than 1 hour. Because if it's 1 hour, he will say 1 hour. Right? Okay, 一个多小时more than 1 hour. But it's less than 2 hours. Okay, 一个半小时 What about 一个半小时 It is 1 hour and a half. Right? 1 hour and a half, 90 minutes. So we choose A and A. Very good. So let's see the new words. You can read after me. 近近走路走路 Okay, let's see. 近 is what? 近 We learned before 远远 which means far. Right? So now we learn 近 close or nearby. Let's remember the vocabularies as a pair. Right? 远 and then 近 far and close. Right? So 很近 very close 不太近 not so close. Right? 公司离我家很近离 we just learned, right? 离 it indicates the distance. So the company is very close to my home. 找个离这儿近的饭馆吧 How do we understand this one? 找个离这儿近的饭馆吧找个 So it's actually short for 找一个 to find one restaurant 饭馆 restaurant which is close to here right 这儿 here So 找个离这儿近的饭馆吧 and we have 吧 at the end which is a soft tone of suggestions right so someone is proposing let's find a restaurant which is close to here okay 近 next one we have 走路 to walk 走路走路要半个小时你坐车去吧 It takes half an hour to walk You should go take a ride take a car right 咱们一起走路上学吧 Let's walk to school together 走路 to walk 走路 Okay Now, let's see. The language point of this lesson is called complement of duration. We actually learned a lot of complement before, right? Complement means it tells you how it is. It describes the verb, right? Verb, the action. So it's always after the verb because it's telling you how the action is going. So today we learn time expressions are used after verbs to form complements of duration, indicating the length of time an action or a state lasts. Okay, so the basic structure is subject plus verb plus the complement of duration. Let's see an example. 走半个多小时就到了. Here the subject is omitted, right? So we can add a subject. For example, 我走, 我 subject, 走 verb, and then 半个多小时, which is the time expression. 半个多小时 more than half an hour. So this is the complement structure of time, of duration. What does it mean? I walk for more than 30 minutes. And then I will arrive, right? 就到了 and then I will arrive. Next one, 他们学了2年. 他们学了2年. 他们 subject, 学 verb, 2年 complement of duration, right? So if we add le here, we're meaning that this action has been done, right? So we say they have been learning for 2 years, right? So if you don't have le, then you're just simply saying a statement, sentence, a fact. They learn 2 years. But actually you want to say they have been learning 2 years. So we add le after 学. They have been learning for 2 years. Okay. And then 我们休息10分钟. 我们 subject, 休息 the verb plus complement of duration 10分钟. So we rest for 10 minutes. What about you add le here? 我们休息了10分钟. It means this action has been done. We have rested for 10 minutes, right? So pay attention to le. It's always right after the verb. And then you add complement of duration. Okay, very good. So let's see, what about the other possible situations of complement of duration? When a verb is followed by an object, the position of the object can be in 2 cases. Number 1, if the object is a thing noun, it is usually placed after the complement of duration. Number 2, if the object is a term of address or a pronoun, it is usually placed before the complement of duration. So the previous examples, they're all just subject plus verb, right? There's no object. Now let's see if we have an object, how do we do it? Number 1, 我看了1个晚上电视. So this is situation 1, right? The object is a thing noun. The TV, 电视, it's a thing, right? So it's usually placed after the complement of duration. What is the complement of duration in this one? 1个晚上, right? 我看了, I have been watching 1个晚上 the whole night, and then you add the object 电视. 我看了1个晚上电视. Okay, then let's see the second example. 李文等了他1个小时. Here, 他, it's not a thing now anymore, right? It's a pronoun. So it's the second situation. It is usually placed before the complement of duration. So 李文等了他1个小时. We have 他 the pronoun before 1个小时. So before the complement of duration. Okay, did you get it? And then let's see one more. 我找了陈天中20多分钟. 我找了陈天中 here, it's the name of a person, right? So again, we have to put it before the complement of pronoun, which is 20多分钟, right? This is situation 1. And then we have when a verb is followed by an object and the verb can be repeated before adding the complement of duration. For example, 他们学中文学了2年, right? So here, 学, the verb is repeated before adding the complement of duration. 他们学中文学了2年, right? But this is a possible situation that you don't have to always do this. So before 他们学了2年中文. So this structure is from the previous examples, right? 他们学了2年中文, 中文 an object, but it's a thing now, so we put it after complement of duration. So we put it at the end of the sentence. So these two are equal. These two are the same. It's just both ways are correct. You have to understand that both ways are correct. But for simplicity, of course, you can memorize one of these to say it for yourself, right? But you have to understand it when other people say it to you. Okay, and then another one, 李文等他等了1个小时. 李文等他等, here, 等, we repeat it before the complement of duration, right? What if we want to change it back into the previous structure? How do we do it? 李文等了他1个小时, right? This is the previous structure. Okay, very good. So next, when the verb is a separable verb, the verbal morpheme needs to be repeated before adding the complement of duration. Let's see. 安妮游泳游了1个下午. So here, 游泳, it's a separable word, right? It's a separable verb. So the verbal morpheme, which is 游, has to be repeated before adding the complement of duration, right? So 安妮游泳, the verb, and then you repeat the verbal morpheme, which is 游 again. Right? So this is our basic structure. And then next one, 陈天中跑步跑了2个小时. 跑步, the verb, and then because it's a separable verb, it's 跑步, it's a separable verb. So you repeat 跑 again. You repeat 跑 again. Because these two sentences, imagine we don't do it like this. 陈天中, if we keep it the same structure as before, 陈天中跑步了2个小时. So this sentence actually, it sounds unnatural. 陈天中跑步了2个小时. It sounds not so natural. So we have to repeat the verbal morpheme here, which is the first 汉字 of the separable verb. 陈天中跑步跑了2个小时. All right. And then next, the last situation here is quite complicated, right? We have a lot of situations. So after this, after the lesson, you might need to spend some time trying to memorize all of these situations. So let's see the last one. When le follows the verb and another le appears at the end of the sentence as a modal particle, it indicates that the action is still ongoing. What does it mean? Let's see. 他写了半个小时汉字了. So 了, it appears first, follows the verb, right? And then we see here is another le appears at the end of the sentence. So if you say it like this, it means that, so he has been writing 汉字 for half an hour, but he is still writing 汉字. Like this action is not happened in the past and it is stopped, but it's still happening. So if we delete the last le, if we say 他写了半个小时汉字, this sentence also works, but it means that the action has been done. He's not doing it right now. He does it in the past. But if you add it, 他写了半个小时汉字了, it means he's still doing it. He's still writing 汉字. Okay, let's see one more example. 陈天中跑步跑了2个小时了. So it means that he has been running for 2 hours and he's still running. If we delete le, then the meaning changes to he He ran for 2 hours in the past. This action has been done. All right? Pay attention to the difference here. The meaning of the sentence could change completely. Okay, so after all of this, hope you got everything. If not, you can go back and then you can repeat the language point part. So now, after learning everything, let's do an exercise to see if you really got it, right? So I have 3 pairs of dialogues. Here, you have to fill in the blank with the hint duration here, right? So you can pause the video here and then you can make your choices. And then after you get it, let's see it together. So 儿子今天出去打了 something， 这是他的爱好，一有时间就去打球。So how do we understand it? This is his hobby, 爱好 hobby. Once he got time, he go to play the ball, right? Play the sports. So 儿子今天出去打了一下午篮球, right? So we say 篮球, or could be anything. Could be also 排球, volleyball, right? But because we learned 篮球, so let's say 篮球. He went outside today and he's been playing the whole afternoon basketball. Right? Okay, 一下午篮球, because 篮球 is an object noun, so we add it after the duration verb, the duration complement, which is 一下午. Okay, next one. 你 something. 我去给你拿杯水来。你别忙了，我说完话就回去了。How do we understand? 你 something. I will go get a cup of water for you. Don't bother. After I say it, I will go back. After I talk, I'll just go back. Right? So 你等我一会儿. Right? Wait for me for a while. I'll go get water for you. So because 我 is a pronoun here, so we have to add it before the duration of complement, which is 一会儿. Right? Okay, last one. 你的小猫找到了吗? Have you found your cat? 没有, no. I have been looking for it the whole day. So here, because the 小猫 hasn't been found yet, so it indicates that he's still doing this action. So we say when he's still doing this action, we have to add 了 again at the end of the sentence. 没有，我都找了一天了. I have been looking for it all day, and I'm still looking for it now. Right? Okay, did you get it all right? All right, good. So now let's see the last text of lesson 9. Let's read it together. 这周刘明休息，我下班后跟他去了一家商店。商店里边的衣服没有大商场里的好看，我们没有买到喜欢的衣服。从商店出来就到咖啡店坐了坐，因为想运动运动，所以喝完东西我们就走回家了。Okay, let's see. You have to decide whether the statements are true or false. Let's listen to the sentence. 王一雪和刘明给儿子买了几件衣服。Second one, 因为想运动，所以王一雪和刘明是走回家的。Okay, let's hear the text again. 这周刘明休息，我下班后跟他去了一家商店。商店里边的衣服没有大商场里的好看，我们没有买到喜欢的衣服。从商店出来就到咖啡店坐了坐，因为想运动运动，所以喝完东西我们就回家了。Okay, so they bought the son some clothes. This is false, right? Because they say 我们没有买到喜欢的衣服. They didn't get the clothes that they like. So the first one should be false. And then second one, because they want to exercise a little bit, so they walked home. This is correct, right? Because 因为想运动 because we want to do some exercises, so we walked home. So first one false, and then second one is true. Okay, let's see. The new words, we have only one. 周 Okay, it means week. 每周 every week. 周一 Monday 周一。周末 weekend 周末。So before we learned another word to mean week, right? What is it? 星期 right? 星期 Do you still remember this? 星期 So 每周 you can say 每星期。周一、周二、周三 you can say 星期一、星期二、星期三。Pay attention here. From Monday to Saturday, it's just 周一 till 周六. It's the same. But for Sunday, we say 周日 or 周天. Right? We don't say 星期七. It doesn't exist. Just 周日 or 周天. Also, you can say 星期日 or 星期天. Right? 星期七 doesn't exist. Okay, and then weekend 周末 Okay, but for 星期 we don't have 星期末. This doesn't exist. If you say 周末, you say, if you want to say weekend, you say 周末 weekend, right? 末 weekend. Okay, 周末. For example, 我一周上5天课。一周 1 week. So pay attention. 周一 is Monday, but 一周 is 1 week. 我一周 every like for one week, I take 5 days of lessons. So it means each week I take 5 lessons, 5 days of lessons. 他每周都学习中文。He study Chinese every week. 每周 every week. So this is 周. All right. Next, after like seeing the text, let's see if you understand what it's talking about from these 2 more questions. Okay, 王一雪和刘明没有买到什么。They didn't bought what? A. 衣服 B. 水果 C. 咖啡 Right? Do you still remember? Should be A. Right? They didn't get the clothes that they want. So A. 衣服王一雪和刘明去哪儿坐了坐？去哪儿 Where did they go to sit for a while? 商店、商场、咖啡店。Which one should be C? Right? 咖啡店 They went to the coffee shop. What about 商店 and 商场？商店 store. 商场 mall. Right? Mall. Okay, so pay attention to the difference of these 2. 商店 usually refers to one single store, but 商场 a mall with multiple stores. Okay. A and C. Okay, very good. Last but not least, let's see the Hanzi chart of this lesson. Be ready to recognize them. Okay, so that's everything of lesson 9.